Dawson Rider Wiki.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with my review of the Armored Dragonzord figure from Power Rangers Ninja Steel. This is part of the 5-inch figure line that includes this armor on it, which is a little ninja star that can come off for a gimmick. I don't know whether this dude was part of the third wave or he was part of the second wave, which is really hard to find, but I only ever saw Redbot and White together, both online and in person, and this guy, finally just saw him online on his own for the first time in forever. So I'm not sure, and I got tired of waiting on the last ones, as I said, so he just kind of awkwardly ended up on his own. So anyway, yeah, so they basically gave the dragon a little bit more of a humanoid mode to have an extra little humanoid figure. I assume if we continue this line, we'll probably get like UFO and Surfer and possibly Rodeo Maru. But they decided to do it for Dragon, and I always thought he was the weirdest looking one. But it's actually not quite as bad in person, mainly with this armor on. There's both some positives and negatives to this. It doesn't have a little specific chest piece, like Elephant had a little elephant head, and Red had that little like boomerang thing that it could also hold as a weapon, and he doesn't have anything, which makes this look really basic, especially with it being primarily gray. You just have some gold accents and then the blue accent right here, and then you have stuff like the wings to set it apart. So like design wise, it actually makes this humanoid form look kind of decent and actually kind of cool looking, but because it doesn't have the chest piece and how it's so bland, it looks the cheapest and blandest, I think, of all of the armored ones, especially the Zord based ones. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I do like how it has the wings, and just with it on in general, kind of fills this out to have it looking like a much less awkward figure. It also has this tail here on the back, which is removable, and because it's removable, it also has this little blurry camera effect. It has this little like handle on it, so you could probably have it as a weapon for him or any of the others. And then this comes off, and you can put it in that sort of ninja star mode if you want, and then also pop this on there, and it does that little spinny gimmick where you snatch it on the end and it spins around, and it's seconds of fun. So again, I mentioned in these reviews, I think there was something here with this that I just feel is just lacking. Like maybe with a little more work it could have been something really cool, but just kind of okay. I mainly think about how neat it would be in the show if these, not specifically for the Zords, but for the Rangers, if these were used as a mode outside of the cockpit, and they had these little stars and then threw them and it like came back and it like flung out and grew and then latched onto them. It would be a really cool way of making use of the design. But here's the figure all naked, which he looks kind of weird because Dragon is much more like a middle ground between humanoid and more of a actual like beast in the Zord mode. So it looks a little weird to have this sort of human body, a little bulkier than with the head. It looks really strange. He does have pretty much all the same standard articulation. You got that nice little ratchet joint. You can even move the arms here. They kind of go backwards a bit. Legs here as well. You got a sort of knee joint, but it looks really weird. You can move his feet, you can move his head around and up and down, which is a really nice touch, especially for when you have the armor on. It kind of makes a little bit more dynamic looking poses. But it's a very basic figure, as you can see. It looks kind of cheap and basic, and I don't know. This figure is kind of a mixed bag for me, to be honest. It's weird because, like I said, when I first saw the pictures, I definitely thought it was the weirdest looking of the bunch, for sure. But having it in person with the armor on, it actually doesn't look too bad. It looks kind of cool. And like I said, when you can move the head around and stuff, it kind of looks like it can be in some sort of neat poses. So it actually doesn't look half bad. But like, unfortunately, in terms of just the way the figure looks and the way that the armor looks, it looks really bland, and it looks like the cheapest one of the line, and that's kind of unfortunate. So it's like this weird case of it feeling possibly like the cheapest one, but also being a little bit cooler looking than I thought. But overall, it's not really a must-have. I think if you like what you see, then you know what you're in for, but it's not really something I would go out of my way to recommend. And in terms of this line in general, if I had to recommend anything, it would be the 3 Zord-based ones, because they're the most unique, and for the Rangers, as I've said before, the standard Ninja Master figures are the way to go. But anyway, until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. This is Dawson Rider, signing out.